Well, welcome to a sunny January day. I decided to pull the bus out of the shop because I thought, well, maybe the sunshine will warm it up a little bit. My shop's not heated, so every little bit helps. Today, we're going to continue with the destruction of the inside of the bus. We're going to continue attacking the walls. We did the top 2/3 previously in a previous video, and in this video, I'm going to attack the bottom third. And what makes that interesting, it's all held in with rivets. And I haven't worked on rivets before. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on different ways to deal with rivets. We're gonna try one I kinda like that I think, for me, will probably be the easiest. It may not be the fastest, but I think it's gonna be the easiest. It's gonna deal with a punch and then a drill. Let's go check it out. See if we can drive out the center pin of one of these rivets. Now this one's standing pretty proud. They didn't do a good job of clipping that one off. So this might be one of the harder ones. Watch your ears. Oh, that was it? That was easy. The mandrels have been all punched through on these. Now I'm going to get a drill with a slightly larger drill bit than the mandrel, and we're going to try drilling out the cap on one of these rivets and see how that goes. All right, I've kicked Lolly the dog outside as I do this because I'm afraid I'm going to send some aluminum shards flying. I also put on some eye protection. Crazy, I know it, but I did. And I looked in the onlines, and according to what I can find on the internets, which you know must be accurate, the holes typically for a StarCraft vehicle, the size rivets they use is about 3/16. So I'm going to start with that, and we're going to see what happens here together. You know what? That drill, it's spinning. The rivet head is just spinning. The whole rivet is turning because I took that shank out of it. That could make it interesting. Now I better get some gloves before I try to play with that. But the head's coming off. So it'll be interesting to keep them from spinning long enough to get a good bite on them. Well, I got the head off of it, so the panel should come off. Once I get some more of these out of the way, it should start to pull away from the wall. I'll keep drilling. You enjoy some music. Well, I got it all tied up in there next to the camera, and I got the last rivet out. And look at this thing, popped right out all by itself. So that's cool. Oh, you stinkers. I got to thinking to myself, I wonder if these white tabs here are actually part of what holds the windows in. Okay. I found more adhesive. As expected, I'm guessing that every hat rail on the way down is going to have adhesive on at least one side of the hat rail. And since this is a hat rail that faces where the top of the hat is facing outward, it could be on two parts of the hat rail. So I have a Leatherman here that has a pretty good knife blade on it, and I'm using that to try to cut through some of this adhesive that's on the back side. It's knocking it out, and I think it's going to make it easier to pull this out. Well, this work is hard enough that I've decided to get rid of the sweatshirt and put in some hearing protection, because whacking away at this is really loud. Well, I've been whacking away at that lower portion and removing fiberglass. So I wanted to give you a look around the bus now. You can see this top section is down to the outside metal, which is terrific. And we've got the hat channels between the windows, and you'll notice that they are, well, they're kind of backwards from, there goes some styrofoam. They're kind of backwards from what you kind of see in a lot of buses until you get up here and you get to the roof section, and that flips. But here you can see the outside sheet metal, and if I go down below the windows where I was doing all that work, you can see I've got all that out, all the way down. All the aluminum covering, the sheeting is gone, the styrofoam is gone. It's all cleaned up in there. Now, I'm running out of daylight, but I'm going to try to get this bottom piece out. This bottom piece is held in with square drive screws. So everything's got to be a little different. Some rivets, some Phillips head, some square drive. So I'm going to try and pull out that very bottom section. Let's see if we can get that before the light goes. Now, if you joined me for a previous video, you would have found out that there are square drive screws that Starcrest uses when they build their buses that don't look like square drives. They are 8-pointed. Well, the ones that are down here in this part of the wall are standard square drive screws. Double glued. Well, the good news is we're down to the middle of the bus. There's some mild corrosion on the seat rail. That's probably where some kid spilled their Coke. But, I mean Coca-Cola. You watch yourself. I'll keep working on the styrofoam, get it cleaned out. I still have to do the other side of the bus. You get the idea. I think that's enough for this video. I hope if If you're building your own bus, or if you're thinking about building a bus, I hope that this is an encouragement to you. I'm just a retired software engineer. And if I can do this kind of stuff, you can do this kind of stuff. Please leave me your comments if you have better ways to deal with things like rivets. And thank you very much for watching. I'll keep posting videos. Catch you next time.